I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, welcome back, and I'm glad you're here, but I want you to know I am very close to chunking this computer and this microphone into the fireplace.
She ain't lying.
I'm not lying. I have about 14, let's be straight up. I have 3 high-dollar microphones and then some little Bluetooth microphones, and nothing's working. Me and Nick are having to, sit super close and record this together. If you're watching on YouTube, you see the setup. We have it's sitting on a janky box, and we're just doing our best. And what is so funny, I think, and maybe this is God just having some humor, the title for today, and Nick has no idea, he just knows I asked him to record, but the title for today is Surviving Marriage.
Be doing that every day.
I really hate that you're so close because I just had a chocolate chip cookie and I know my breath stinks.
It's okay. I won't tell nobody.
So, do you want to show YouTube your thumb? This was my doctor work on it. He has messed it up. But Nick sliced his thumb earlier. I told him I was going to take his pocket knife away. He was trying to cut something. And
The collar off the cat.
Why was he going to say that?
What?
Because it sounds like we don't take care of the cat.
It wouldn't come loose, so I cut it off.
Anyways, obviously you had a hard time with it. Okay. So, how do you feel about the title? Does that scare you about what I'm going to talk about?
I don't reckon.
Okay, so we're going to keep it light. That's the plan. We're going to keep it pretty light, pretty airy, and we're going to be super quick about it because we don't have a lot of time because we spent 30 minutes trying to figure out the mic situation. Nick's thumb is messed up, and I know he's ready to get a shower, and I am absolutely starving because it's been an eventful day, and I have pictures that I really need to get edited for a real estate agent. So, I seen something on TikTok the other day, or maybe it was a podcast I was listening to. I think it was a podcast, and they were talking about date nights, and they said they hated them.
I don't hate them.
Well, listen, what the guy said, it surprised me that the guy said this because I've said this before and I've ruined our date nights before because of this, but he said that he hates them because it puts so much pressure on one moment in a marriage.
I mean, I don't.
Okay. Thanks for that. Okay, so I don't anymore ever since that one time. But how long ago was that? A couple of years?
Maybe 2 years ago.
So we were going on a date night, and I really put some pressure on it. I knew exactly what outfit I was going to wear 2 weeks before we had planned it out, way in advance. And I wanted it to be perfect. We were going to a restaurant we'd never been to before. Do you remember what happened?
Not 100%. One reason was I didn't fix my hair.
He didn't even brush his hair after work. And normally I wouldn't care because I love this man exactly the way that he is.
So it didn't appear as if I tried hard enough.
But I had picked out this dress, this brand new dress, and we were going to this really nice place. And when I say really nice place, Nick was wearing blue jeans and a t-shirt, but he didn't even brush his hair. And I guess there was other factors, just that level of, what is it that I'm always saying that we put on? Unrealistic expectations, I guess. Yeah. So it ruined the night. We had the worst time ever. I don't even think we talked till we left the restaurant.
We talked a little there.
I don't remember us talking at all at the restaurant. But anyways, it was just not a good experience. And it's just kind of funny. And that's why I think it's so much better when you can do things just spur of the moment. But we also understand that with children, that's not possible all the time.
Nope.
Our 6-year-old is currently trying to get in here where we're recording. And Nick's already told her to skedaddle. Okay, anyways. So let's talk about our best times. People always obviously ask us how we're doing so well, or they see us and they're like, wow, y'all really got married. Do you hear the computer?
She's struggling.
I mean, y'all, I don't know if you can hear this. or not, but it sounds like the computer is about to take off for a flight to somewhere very, very far away. Anyways, so
Could explode.
I would not be mad. Sometimes I feel like it's doing it because it's about to explode and I'm doing it with my mind. But anyways, okay. So let's talk about our best times. Our best times. Like, what do you consider our best moments in marriage? What is your favorite time to spend with me? Is it while we're at a restaurant, just me and you, or is it something else? And then I'll tell you what mine is.
When the kids aren't interrupting.
Nick likes his alone time, and I feel like what's funny is he knows he's being videoed right now, so he's trying to keep it together. Because, like I said, our 6-year-old is like, she keeps opening the door and closing it. Do we want to tell him about what happened the other day?
What?
You know what I'm talking about. When she came in.
Oh. That was a day.
Okay, so the reason we're trying to tell you all the best times is because people always ask us what we do, and I don't think that it's brain science. Brain science? Brain surgery?
You had me lost for a minute there. I didn't know where you was going with
I'm gonna
that.
leave that in there. Y'all, I don't feel well today. I'm not on here today. Oh my gosh, it's not brain surgery, obviously. But we have figured out some things, how to make things work in just the really many years that we've been married.
Yep.
But anyways, so the other night, Nick's favorite time, I guess, is, hey, baby girl, I really need you to shut the door all the way. All the way. Y'all, we're just going to leave this in here because this is just our life and I don't feel like editing. And this needs to get uploaded because we're recording this at 6 o'clock on Sunday night. And you'll know these episodes post on Monday. So anyways, oh my gosh, what was I saying?
Or interesting.
The bedroom door, we realized that it doesn't shut all the way.
It does now.
Okay, well, it was shutting and it was locking, but it wasn't clicking.
Yeah.
Anyways, there was no click.
It wasn't latching.
Like Kevin Hart on the roller coaster, ain't no click.
Yeah.
Ain't got no click. Anyways, so the girls know, or they're supposed to know, that when the bedroom door is shut, they are not to come in here. We do have boundaries in this house. And like, we leave it at that. Our bedroom door is never closed unless we're like 3 minutes.
What you mean?
I just
3
mean, like,
minutes.
3 minutes every other day.
3 minutes. You over here like you married a 10-second time.
Okay, anyways, am I wrong?
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay. Anyways, it wasn't meant to be a dig. I was just kind of meaning that, like, our door it's not closed a lot.
I feel otherwise.
Okay, anyways, so the bedroom door was closed and locked, and
So we thought.
So me and Nicholas are, hanging out, having that, like, married life, and I can't explain what was happening.
The little one busts in and says, "Rawr, rawr."
But I was gonna paint a picture. Is that too much?
I'm laying down, you're on top. And we're cuddling.
And okay, so that's the picture. And all of a sudden our 6-year-old busts through the door and literally says "Rawr."
Yep. Multiple times.
So
as you're screaming, "Get out, get out, get out." You still wasn't clicking with her.
okay, so finally she got out, and that had ruined the vibes.
I don't even remember.
I don't remember either. Okay, anyway, so that's Nick's favorite time is when we're alone. But as parents, that's rare. And I also feel like that's why it took us so long to get to that point of, oh, we need time together without the kids. And that's when we're going to grow the closest, because we got married and had a baby, what? June, May, August, October, 5 months?
Mm-hmm.
5 months later. So we got married and had a baby 5 months later. So we didn't really have much of that in the beginning of our marriage. And I think it's why.
Obviously we did.
Well, you know what I mean. We had to grow up as individuals while we grew up together. So it took us kind of growing apart a little bit for us to be able to fully grow back together. So our best times, to me, our favorite times are when we have, did you hear my stomach?
Mine's growling too.
Or when we have the bathroom talks.
Hmm.
We haven't had one of those in a long time.
No, I mean we got in there and hung out in the tub the other day.
Yeah, we like to just get in the tub and hang out, but a lot of times I'll be editing
Yes.
while we're in the tub. Is that bad?
Oh, I reckon.
I
The
don't know.
phone's waterproof.
Y'all can let us know. Okay. Jeez, I feel like they definitely heard that one.
Nah.
Okay, y'all, our stomachs are growling. We're gonna wrap it up. How long? Oh my gosh, 12 minutes. That's it. Okay.
That started recording before we even started recording.
All right. So how we keep it going when we both have different thoughts and emotions. I'm yawning. So like, we're two totally different people.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you think we make it work? Because we've just figured it out by now?
I would say so. Matured
Yeah.
instead of instigating.
Yeah.
We know how to let it go and walk away,
Yeah.
I would say.
But also I'm bothered by less. Like when me and Nick first were married, obviously, and here I am freshly 18 years old. Like it bothered me if he was looking at his phone, because obviously I had just got out of high school and I had high school boyfriends, and my assumption is that you were, texting other girls, or I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess it took us a long time to develop just trust and a deeper love for one another. Like to want to not piss the other one off. And sometimes I still do that. And I know that. And I know that's why you're smiling.
No, I smile because I be trying not to piss you off.
What do you mean? Am I easily irritated?
No, not necessarily. Depends what time of the month it is.
Okay, well, I try.
And
hey,
whether or not you've been fed recently.
Who edited their text earlier?
I knew that went the right emoji.
So just earlier, I didn't actually send you an emoji. I had said something.
Oh, you said words?
Yeah.
Okay. Want to share with the class?
Okay.
Now that.
So earlier, I had went to a different town to do some real estate pictures for a real estate agent, and I'm about 30 plus minutes from our house. Well, I call Nick. Y'all, I can't stop yelling. I call Nick, and I can tell he's irritated. I can tell he's in the middle of something. But I was like, have y'all ate lunch? If not, I'm going to grab us all something. And he was like, no, we just ate. Just get you something. Get you some Taco Bell. And because they don't like Taco Bell. So I go through and get me some Taco Bell. Mind you, it was the most complicated order in the world because I don't eat meat. So I was like, okay, no sour cream, no meat, but add beans. And anyway, so I get up to the window, and about the time I pull up beside the window, I realize that I don't have my debit card. So of course I called Nick, and I'm like, what do I do? And he's like, he don't have time for me. And I said, oh, well, what about Apple Pay? You did not have time for me. You were trying to rush off the phone.
No. That was after. That was after the order was taken care of.
Okay. Anyways, so I'm like, what about Apple Pay? And he's like, don't you gotta have a debit card linked and all this. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I get up to the window and I'm like, just forget the order. I gotta cancel it. I'm so sorry. I don't have my debit card. It was somebody that knew me. She was like, Holly, I got it. Don't worry. She was so sweet, so kind. Anyways, so I call Nick back to tell him that I got my food, or maybe, no, were we still on the phone?
No, we were still on the phone.
Okay, so he was trying to let me go. You were in the middle of whatever, and
Yes.
he was ill. You were ill.
I wasn't ill.
You were irritated.
I was just trying to finish what I was doing.
Okay, whatever. He was trying to get off the phone.
Who knows? Maybe if I would have stayed on the phone.
Maybe that's karma. I'm just kidding. He's looking at his thumb. Like, maybe if I'd stayed on the phone. Anyways, so I'm like, well, I have another question. What about this Walmart pickup? I was like, I gotta go get the Walmart pickup when I get back to our town. And I was gonna have to run in and grab a rotisserie chicken because for some reason it wouldn't let him add one. So I was like, well, what about the chicken? And he's like, what about the chicken? And I was like, how the F am I supposed to buy a chicken when I ain't got a debit card, Nick? Oh my gosh, I just deafened them. I'm sorry. But anyway, so I'm like, how the freak am I supposed to buy a chicken with no money? And he's like, oh, just don't worry about it. So we hung up.
No, you hung up.
I said I love you.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh.
So I hung up because he was pissing me off. And I hadn't thought about it. And the more I thought about it, the more mad I got. So I texted him. And he didn't text me back because I knew it was busy. So I knew he didn't see it. So I went in and tried to unsend it. But I was past that. So I had an idea. So I edited the text. And I sent a thumbs up emoji. To which he texted me back. Hold on, and I'll read you his exact text. He says, I got a feeling that wasn't the original emoji. And I just didn't text back. Because I didn't send you an emoji.
The truth comes out.
I said, you are such a jerk.
I didn't do nothing wrong.
You hurt my feelings.
I just said don't worry about it.
Okay. Anyways, so moving on. Knowing what your partner needs. I feel like you do this a lot better than I do, but I could be wrong. Like, I feel like you know what I need and when I need it. And I don't know, maybe that stems from like you being my assistant now with photography and stuff, but I don't know.
I know when you're hungry.
Oh my gosh.
I know you just need food.
I need food now. I'm hungry.
How long do I have?
30 minutes.
30 minutes? That
Or
ain't no
less.
good.
But how do you know? Like, how do you tell someone that's in their marriage right now that they're in that compromising season, right? Because listen, guys, I feel like if you're not fighting about anything and you never have anything to say that your partner could potentially take the wrong way, I feel like somebody's compromising.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there's never any conflict, because in order for growth, you need some sort of conflict because that brings resolution and that brings like moving in the right direction. So for someone listening that is like, okay, well, I'm actually not happy and I know my partner's not happy, but we just, both of us compromise and we're making it work. So how would that person be able to tell what their partner needs?
I would say experience, but I mean, that don't really help somebody in a new marriage, I guess.
You're the kids.
Yes.
I don't know what they're in there doing. So what I would think,
Communication, I guess.
communication.
Ask
Yeah.
them.
You're gonna have to ask them if you're like, wow, like he knows what she needs before she needs it. And like earlier when Nick cut himself, once I realized he was actually hurt, because at first I was laughing.
Was it funny?
Well, he said, I need some sugar. And the way you said it, I was like, he's been drinking or something. What's wrong with him?
I said I need a little sugar in my life because I wasn't doing well.
That's exactly how he said it though. He's sitting in the car, cut open, and I didn't know this, and he's like, will you get me a Gatorade? And I'm like, sure. And he's like, they're in my cooler. And I'm laughing, and I'm like, what's wrong with you? And he's like, I just need a little sugar in my life. And I'm like, we can throw the video in here on on YouTube. So if you want to see the video, I'll put it in here on YouTube. But oh god. Anyways, so he goes, I said, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "I don't know. I'm scared to check." Is that what you had said?
Yeah.
And I was like,
"Oh, panic mode."
Yeah, I didn't panic, but I was like, oh crap, he's being serious, he's hurt. So
You said you did panic a little bit.
I did panic. I could tell in my voice on the camera. I didn't remember panicking. Dude, I took off like I was Flash and ran to the very back of the yard, got him a red Gatorade, ran it back up to him, and then was like, what can I do? Let's go.
Yeah, you was rushing me and I wasn't ready.
But I also feel like that's what you need. Like, you need someone that's going to take care of you, not someone that's going to be like, rub some dirt in it.
I mean, I could have rubbed some dirt in that one.
But I'm serious.
Yes.
That's how my dad was. Like, that's probably the kind of spouse he is.
Well, I'm glad you didn't pick up that tree. Probably wouldn't survive.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I put on here having kids / getting alone time, and then I put what our 6-year-old had done the other day. So a lot of married people are like, we never have alone time. We never have like those bedroom shenanigan fun moments, anything. And a lot of them are like, it's because we have kids. So what would your advice be? Because that's important, especially for a dude, right? Isn't that, it's pretty high up on the list.
I mean, it's not a highest, but I mean...
I didn't say it was the highest, but it's up there.
It plays a part.
Yeah. So what's your suggestion for a working family that they have kids?
You have to make time.
You have to make time because you can make time for things that are important to you. It's just like the gym. When I was working full-time at the bank, y'all, I made more time for the gym then, deadgum, than I do now. Mm-hmm. I would either get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go, or I would go on my lunch. And I feel like that's how it is with marriage. I mean, maybe one of y'all got to get up an hour earlier for work or stay up an hour later at night, but you have to be spending time together and talking to each other, or it is never going to grow. Like, you're literally never going to grow.
Nope. I'm just there for the kids. It's
just a plant that's just a slow dying plant if it's not watered and taken care of.
Yep.
And that people forget it needs more than water, just like a marriage needs more than sex. And it needs more than sunlight, just like a marriage requires more than just communication. Like, it needs all these different things, and it needs nutrients, and sometimes it's got to be repotted. And I feel like that is such a good way to look at it, because I feel like we've been repotted a couple of times, you know?
I'd say so.
I mean, even if you look at like what we're going through now, you know, if you follow me on TikTok, you know, Nick just lost his job. I feel like this is one of those repotted moments. And if your plant, your marriage, if your plant's not strong enough and you haven't taken care of it enough, it doesn't make it through those repotting times. What you do is you put it in the next pot and it dies. I don't know if any of you guys like plants. I do. I try to keep them alive, but sometimes when you move it from one pot to another pot, you can kill it if you haven't taken care of it the right way. And I feel like moments like this are those moments that like make or break. But it's because of the things that you do every single day. Are you talking to your spouse? Are you having alone time with your spouse? Are you making sure your spouse's needs are met? Like, it all just twines together.
Yeah.
What is it?
No.
You're cute.
I was thinking about make or break it, and I thought the microphone was just going to make it or break it on this one.
I really did too. I was not happy. I said, just forget it. We won't freaking record. I don't care.
It was all thanks to me, though.
It was thanks to you. Nick
Staying
had this
calm.
idea. Nick is calm, and I'm not. And that's another, everybody's like, y'all are so opposite. How do you make it work? And I'm like, I would have already been divorced if I married myself.
I see that.
But you wouldn't. I feel like you would probably have less gray hair if you would have married the woman version of you. Or do you think you'd been bored? Y'all be the shy, awkward couple sitting in the corner.
I would never have to worry. Like, now I don't ever have to worry about silence. I have to worry about silence. That'd be my only worry, I guess. The silence.
Are you saying that you enjoy that there's no silence?
No, I didn't say that. I love you. What?
I want to bite your thumb.
I'm out of my comfort zone. I'm talking to people that I don't know.
You are literally talking to me in a microphone in our bedroom.
But people are gonna see this.
Maybe. Nobody might not see it.
And I've talked more now than I have all day today, I feel like.
You have talked a lot. You're doing a lot better than you did on the last episode that you recorded in. You said 4 words.
See?
I love you.
Participation.
I love you.
I love you.
Okay. Well, we're going to go eat, guys. We have made it short and sweet. Just like our marriage. I'm just kidding.
I know where you were going with that. And you...
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Guys, please give us some positive feedback so that Nick will come back on the pod with me. I enjoy having him, even though, if you can tell, our demeanor's a little down. Okay, we did not fight before this episode, but I was ready to just never have a podcast again, or never have another episode released because of these microphones. Like, if you're looking on YouTube, like, I have another one just like this. I have one that's more expensive, and none of them... Somebody, first of all, give us some feedback. Let us know what you would like to hear as a married couple. Let us know what kind of advice you're looking for, or anything into our lives, how we're getting through some of the things we've been through, those repotting stages. And if you're a listener that also has a podcast, drop your podcast information. You should be able to text the podcast through some of the ways that it's uploaded. I love to hear the reviews, the feedback, and I need some help. Somebody tell me how to use 2 microphones at one time, because I see people doing it all the time. So we're going to figure this out.
Could be that old as dirt computer.
It could be this old, crappy computer. One day, y'all, God's going to bless us so much. This is going to be out here in the carport where Nick is slowly but surely putting my studio together, studio, office, whatever we're going to call it. So anyways, we are going to go eat. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thank you for being here. Any final thoughts?
I'm hungry.
Okay. Wise words from Nicholas. Bye, guys.
It was roughly 25 minutes.